Now, what we're going to show here is a variety of components that can make up a nozzle assembly. You see a lot of different parts here, but I'm going to start off with one that we've discussed before, and that is the one where we have a filter mounted on a bracket. And this is a filter assembly. Then this is a 1/4 inch compression fitting. It's a double ferrule compression fitting that we can stick a 1/4 inch pipe into. There's the pipe. We've got a filter, and then from there we can go back out with a 1/4. Now this is a little there's too many pieces here. This is not exactly how it should go. But and then we've got a reducer here from 1/4 to 1/8. And then we've got a 1/8 to 1024 fitting here that goes onto a nozzle extender. Here's another 1/8 to 1024 fitting, just a little bit different makeup. But so if we go out to there, and then we can put a nozzle extender on there, and we've got an assembly. But the idea with the nozzle extender, now we can bend this part. Now I'm going to take the larger one here and bend that one, just to show you what this is like. So here's the here's the fitting on here. Here's the end of it that you put the nozzle on. In fact, let's just put a nozzle on there. But if this piece right here was mounted against, let's say, a side of a duct, like this, then you can come out right here and bend this this extender right here, and I'll start to bend it. And now you bend it 90 degrees. It's not quite 90. There we go. Now, yeah, let's just do this. Now we've got a piece that can go into the side of a duct. So this mounts on the duct wall, and this is a adapter with a filter, let's call it, and then this would go into the side of this would go into the duct, and then you've got the nozzle there. And then you could take this nozzle and bend it downstream a little bit. Just take it like this and turn it at 30 degrees, bend it downstream, airstream. You can do whatever you want with it. Bending it back. Now here is a little gasket assembly for the hole that you put in the duct. Now, and I'll actually zoom in on this. So here it is. This is two gaskets. Let's see, what do you call these? You call these, I forget the name, but they got the little groove in it right there that you can put it in the side of the duct itself, of the metal. And then here's another one, smaller one, and they just slide into each other. So you slide them in there like that, and now you've got a seal. We'll show it this way. And this one is actually cut to get it in there. See, it comes apart like that, and it just wraps back around. But then this part goes in the duct, and then you slide it up, and you've got a seal within the duct. And the reason you have two of them, I guess I didn't point it out, is that this one slides over the nozzle, as you can see it here. So it's the perfect fit to it's a 3/8 hole, slides over the nozzle, and then goes, then the second one goes into the first one, and you got a nice fit. And then you have got your wall mount. We'll zoom back out. You got your wall mount assembly, you got your duct gasket, and you're ready to go. Now this part right here, we got to figure something else out, but we should be able to go right to have this be a female 1/8, and then have this adapter to 1024 go right into it, not have this reducer here, this 1/4 to 1/8 reducer, but that's what it looked like. Now, just to give you another other idea of what's out there on the market, there are plastic fittings, and these are slip lock fittings that, you know, this tube right here is rated for 1,000 psi. If you take a look at the wall, you can see that this tube is quite thick. It'll go up to 1,000 psi, and that's 1/4 inch tube. Not a lot of volume goes through there, but you don't need a lot of volume with misting anyways. And then they've got fittings for to go into these tubes. Now these fittings here, this is only rated for 250 psi, not as much as the tube, but 250 psi you can get some pretty good mist out of it, and they slide in there. And then there's a nozzle fitting there. As you can see, there's a hole there, and you can actually slip a nozzle into it and then continue to extend out with the tube this way, and you've got a apparatus, or you've got a nozzle takeoff. And then they make little locks for the slip locks, plastic fittings that you can lock them into place. You put that right into there. That extends the portion of it that you use to release it with, so it holds it out, so it actually holds it in place. And then they actually have end ones also. Here's a end piece with a 1024 hole in it, right there. Slide that on the end, put your lock on it, then put a nozzle on it. Nice thing about slip locks is you can move them around like that, but that's good up to 250 psi. And with these locking mechanisms, they're quite reliable. But so that's that. Also with these, you know, they've got elbows. They don't have the 1024 hole in them, and here's a T. But the next step up is to actually go to, they make, this is a nickel-plated brass slip lock fitting. Now this is brass, it is a slip lock fitting, and it is rated for 1,000 psi. So actually you can use this 1,000 psi tube here, a little 1/4 inch tube. You can slip this guy on there, and that's good up to 1,000 psi. And then you pull in this guy, take it back off again, and the nozzle goes right into that fitting, like that. So these nickel-plated brass assemblies, they do come in 3/8. This is a 1/4. They come in 1/4 and 3/8, and they come in union type, like this, and end type like that. And then you can, you know, if you wanted to, you can put extenders on them. That. And put a nozzle on there and bend it the way you want. Just bent it a little bit. And this is nickel-plated brass copper. So this is a 1/8 inch copper tube here. Now 1/8 copper tube is rated for 1,000 psi plus. Once you get larger with copper, it's not rated as high, but that's rated quite high. And the inside diameter is certainly enough to supply a nozzle. So, and one last thing, I was going to show these nozzles to you. Let's see how well I can zoom in here. This nozzle, all these have spring ball checks in them. You've got the orifice here, and this one happens to be a 0, so that is 0.1 millimeters, very small orifice, and actually in white in color, that's a ceramic tip on it. And then there is an impact part to it and a spring check. You can see that this there's a ball on the end here. It's a Viton seal that goes down in the bottom. So this is actually a check valve assembly, and this is a heavy gauge spring. There actually are 4 other gauges of spring. This one is a 250 psi, maybe 300 psi spring. That's where it opens up at. Then there's lighter gauge ones that go down to about 40 to 80 psi. So it screws back in there. So that's kind of a serviceable nozzle. Now this other one here is this one's actually got a filter on it. And you can see right there, there is a white filter that does come out of there. There it is. And it just slides back in. One end is rounded, one end is flat. And in the side there is the rounded edge with the hole that the water goes through. Goes back in. Everything has got a gasket on it to seal it. It's good for 1,000 psi. And there we're back. And then this end here is the same as the one without the filter. There's actually small little grooves in the end of this, I forget the name of this, impingement pin, the pin. It's actually called a pin. So that's how that is. And that'll do it. Hopefully that's informative. Talk to you later.